Alright, so today's lesson, this is actually for lesson 4.4 through 4.5. Oops. And we're going to be talking about side, angle, side, hypotenuse leg, angle, side, angle, 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 side. So that's what today's lesson was about. This is what we did in the exploration and what we're going to be talking about in our lesson mainly today. So in today's class, you should have, we worked in the exploration, which was, we talked about side, angle, side. We talked about all of those things, but the most thing we did for sure was we did side, angle, side. So the first thing what we did in class is I had you draw a triangle and I had you label it triangle A, B, C. And first thing after you did that was I had you draw a line on a sheet of patty paper. And then I had you label one of the points D. Then from there, we took our compass and our straight edge and we copied triangle ABC onto our line. So first thing I had you copy was AB. You open your compass to the length of AB, so you put the point of your compass on A, open the pencil up to B, and copy that line segment onto your line from your patty paper. And then I had you label that point as E. And again, this is for side, angle, side. You might not have known it at the time, but that is what side, angle, side, this is what we're going to be doing for. After you had that, we already did our side. That's our side length copied. Now I got to copy my angle. In class, I might have done B, but for this video, I'm going to copy A. Angle A. Actually, yeah, I'll copy angle A. So what you first do is you put the point of your compass on A, swing an arc across so that the arc crosses both sides of the angle. Don't change your compass. If you change your compass, this won't work. Move your compass to D, swing that arc so that it crosses at least once on your side. Hopefully you made it long enough and we don't have to go back. So I'm going to make this longer just in case I didn't make it long enough. So now I got to measure the angle, so I put the point of my compass at the intersection of my angle and my arc, and I open my compass so that it's the same width as the angle. And then I move to my line and I swing that same arc. Hopefully, if we did it right, our two arcs will cross. And then, because I have this intersection of my arcs, I can connect D with that intersection. So that's my other side of my triangle. We don't know quite how long it is yet because we don't know where the copy of point C is going to be, but it's going to be somewhere along this side of the angle. So next, I've copied my side, I copied my angle, now I gotta copy my other side. And again, I copied this side, then my angle, so because I copied this angle, I want to copy this side. So I'm going to take my compass again, and this time I'm going to copy AC. So I put the point of my compass on A, open it up to C, swing an arc to double check. I do the same thing here. Uh-oh. Looks like I didn't extend my line all the way out. So I'm going to extend it a little further. If you did the same thing, that's fine in class. Now the intersection of my arc with my line segment that I drew from my angle, I connect to point E. And that third point is now F. And you can take your, if you, in class, you should have taken your patty paper and shown that these were copied. and the exact same size. So I'm going to go real quick through angle, side, angle. Using the same triangle from before for ABC, I'm also going to do angle, angle, side. So, first, angle, we're going to copy an angle, then a side, then an angle. So I can copy that same angle A. So I swing my arc here, swing that same arc here. Measure the arc. Actually, I'll do it from this side. Measure the arc, swing my second arc. So I've got my first angle. Okay? So that's the same as angle BAC somewhere like that, okay? Now we got to figure out a side, so I can copy angle A or side AC. So just like before, you open your compass to the length of AC and copy that arc to your line segment. So that point is now H. And then I'm going to copy angle C. Okay, swing that same arc from H. Now I gotta measure that arc by opening my compass, put my compass on the intersection of my AC, and open it so that it matches up with the intersection there. And then I swing that same arc on my copy. Now I just have to connect my intersections and extend it all the way out till it intersects my first line that I copied. And this will be my third point. So you'll notice I copied the angle, then my side, then my angle. In the first one, we copied the side, then the angle, then the side. Now for angle, angle, side. Again, draw your line. The first step you always do is you draw a really long line as your base. It's where you're going from. So then, since this is a new triangle, I'm going to do J for my new point. So again, I got to copy angle, then a side, in that order. Now it doesn't matter which angle you start with, you just have to make sure that which order you go in is the same as what you're copying here. So if you go angle A, then angle B, you're going to go angle A, then angle B over here. It's going to look a little different, kind of how we had a different situation with SAS, side angle side. This didn't look exactly the same because it was just turned, but it's still the same triangle. It looks different, but it's the exact same triangle. So I'm actually going to copy angle A, then angle C, then I'm going to copy BC. You could also copy AB because that would be angle, angle, side this way. I'm going to go angle, angle, side this way. So first I'm going to copy angle A. Since I got these marks already here, they're nicely conveniently located, so I'm going to use them again. There's my arc. Measure the width of the angle. And there's the angle J, which is the same as angle A. Now I got to copy angle C. So again, I put the point of my compass on the vertex of the angle, which is point C. And I open my compass. Since I've got the mark there, I just open it to the same mark. And it doesn't really matter, or does it? Does it matter where I put angle C? That's the next question, right? So, let's test this out. If I put my arc here, if I put my point there, we'll see what happens. So this point here we'll say is K. Measure that arc, measure the angle, swing my compass here, swing that same compass here. Okay? So then I connect the two, but wait, I have to measure the side length. So I don't know how far I'm supposed to go. It should connect, this length should be from here to here, should be the same as from C to B. So we just have to double check that. So I open my compass to CB, put the point of my compass on C, open it to B. And when I move it to K, oh, I'm a little off. Why do you think that is? Well, most likely, it's human error. We're humans, we make mistakes. Most likely, I didn't make K at the right spot. So that changes our situation, but it's still very close. Again, I said in class, human error is a factor. So those are the three main things. We also talked about hypotenuse leg, and that's basically when I have two right triangles congruent. If I know the hypotenuse, the hypoteni are the same, and one of the legs are the same, then I know that the two triangles are congruent. So that's what we did in class. So, a bit of information. When you look at a triangle, let's say we're talking about side, angle, side, and we're looking at two congruent triangles. These don't look congruent, but we're saying they're congruent by side, angle, side. Then I'm saying, let's say that these two sides are congruent to these two sides, and this angle is congruent to that angle. Because these angles are between my two sides, we call these the included angle, because they're in between the two sides. And the same thing goes if I'm looking at angle, side, angle. If I'm looking at two triangles who are congruent, and I'm looking at the two angles here are congruent, the sides are congruent, and then the other two angles here are congruent, these two sides are the included side. It's the it's the side that is between the two angles. Now, with angle, angle, side, we don't have an included side or angle because it's angle, angle, then side. So, in that situation, we don't have an included angle or side. But in side, angle, side, and angle, side, angle, it's all called included. Last thing before we move on, if we have side, angle, side, this is a postulate. It's always true. Angle, side, angle is also a postulate. Always true. Hypotenuse leg is a postulate. Always true, but angle, angle, side is a theorem. It is always true as well, but we have to prove it, whereas the rest, it's easily proven. We use other theorems and postulates that we've used in the past to prove that those are congruent. So let me show you an example. So you might encounter something like this on a test. Let's say I have these two triangles here. We'll call this A, B, C, and this point D. I know that this is a 90-degree angle, which means they're perpendicular, and that it's the perpendicular bisector, in fact. So the question is name the theorem that you would use, or postulate that you would use, to conclude that triangle A, B, C, D is congruent to triangle C, B, D. because I know AB and BC are congruent, that's a part of my given. And then I know that this is a 90-degree angle, and because this is a straight line, I know this also has to be a 90-degree angle. So I would say angle ABD is congruent to angle CBD. Oops, that's a D. That's a C, not a D. And so that is supplementary angles. Or linear pair. Either one would work for this. And then lastly, I know that BD is congruent to itself by the reflexive property. And since we've got three things congruent, I can look at the different congruency statements we have. Again, we have side, angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, hypotenuse leg. I said three angles, three congruency statements. I actually meant five because we also have side, side, side from the very beginning, from last class. And so we look, I have a side congruent, an angle congruent, and a third side congruent. So this is going to be side, angle, side, and we just rewrite what we wanted to prove right here. So that's an example problem for you guys. So right now is about the time you want to pause the video for your multiple choice question. And here's your free response question. Good luck.